Hello. Today I'm going to be going over how to install a DOS driver on a computer running Windows 95 or Windows 98. This would be for an Ethernet controller. The purpose of doing this is if you cannot find a driver that supports Windows 95 or 98. And in that case, this may be your only option because the DOS drivers are fairly readily available. So anyways, let's move in and get started with this. This particular laptop is a Dell Latitude D520. It uses a Broadcom BCM4401 network interface controller. So let's go ahead. And all these steps I'm going to be going over are all written up in my blog on my website. I will have a link to that in the description. And of course, my cat wants to say hi while I'm recording. We'll do our best to ignore that. So step one, you are going to want to have a DOS driver that is supported for your Ethernet controller. So I have one for a BCM440X, which I will just scroll to. So, yep, BCM4401 is what's in this particular laptop. If at all possible, if you can find anything that works in Windows natively, driver-wise, you're going to want to go with that. One of the downsides of using a DOS driver is you're going to have longer boot times and it can affect your system performance. In this case, for this device, the last official driver was for Windows 98. I tried this in 95, it didn't work. And I found a hack driver that said it supported 95, but that also didn't work for me, so this was my only option. So you're going to want to have your DOS driver, and in this case it's b44.dos. Then the next step is you're going to want to make sure you have an OEM setup file, or some kind of INF file that may or may not come with this driver file. In this particular case, this did not come with this INF file, the driver. So I did a little searching and got lucky and found an INF file that someone happened to whip together 10 plus years ago that works. So that was very fortunate. Saved me probably quite a bit of time trying to figure that out. So if you have those two things, you can go ahead and proceed with this. So the next step, we are going to want to open up the control panel. So I'll go ahead and navigate to that. So this is a little different than normal. Usually if you're installing drivers, you're going to do it through Device Manager. We're actually not going to be doing that in this case. We're going to be doing this through the network control panel here. So we're going to go ahead and open that. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and click the Add button here. And we're going to be adding an adapter. So we'll do that. Okay, so we go to the Have Disk option here. And we browse to wherever we have our driver saved. Okay, and we just browse to the folder. It's going to go through both of these on its own. Okay, it picks up our NIC here. Okay, so this is Windows 95. If you're using Windows 95, it's not going to automatically put the TCP/IP protocol in. So if you want to get this on the internet, you're going to have to do that yourself. Windows 98 and later should automatically put that in. So I'm just going to add it here. Okay, and we should more or less be all set. Change this back to Windows login. And it's going to request a work group if I try to close out, so we'll just put one in. Okay, and now it's trying to install the driver. I forgot to do this. For this particular one, to get it to install a bit easier, I'm not exactly sure why it's looking for a b44.do instead of DOS, but if you make this an underscore, should get through the rest of this without an issue. and then it wants you to go to your Windows 95 CD-ROM. I have all that saved in this folder, so just direct it to there. I usually keep the newer files. Okay, it's going to prompt you to reboot here. Before you do that, I would recommend you go in and check your autoexec.bat here. You're going to want to see a line like this. It might vary slightly if you're not using the same Windows directory, but you want to make sure that's in there. That needs to run in order for your Ethernet controller to start up while the computer's booting. So we should be all good. And just to show, I have a Ethernet cable plugged in. I did that beforehand. Yeah. Although it's not working right now, but it's going to be working when we reboot here, hopefully. So it should reboot pretty quickly. I mean, this laptop's made a bit past Windows 95 heyday, so boots up pretty quickly. Yeah. I didn't think I'd have to do whatever. Yeah, whatever. Alright, cool. So if this is working in the Device Manager, we shouldn't have any errors under network adapters, and we don't. Looks like everything's working fine. If you had an issue, you're going to get a yellow exclamation mark here. So we should be connected to the internet now. So I'm going to go on a website that I know works with this ancient operating system. No, we don't need to do any of that. But no. You know, just cancel. Yeah, I am sure. I just want to open the browser. Come on. Hope I didn't need to do that. I think I need to go through this. Alright. So LAN. Don't bother. No, I don't want internet mail account. Close. Okay. So on December 14th, 2023, the time of making this video, Windows Update Restored.com is a good way to test this out. And there you go. We have working internet. Cool. So that shows you that this is possible. These steps should generalize to pretty much all devices where you can find a DOS driver. But of course, in this particular example, we're using a BCM4401 network interface controller. Okay, and then as an optional step, so I'll go back in the Device Manager here. I haven't installed a bunch of this stuff here, so you're going to have to ignore all that. You will still see the PCI Ethernet controller listed here in other devices. I went ahead and made a dummy INF file just to get rid of this because that kind of stuff just bothers me. What am I doing? Okay. I put it under System Devices. I just want to do have disk. Okay, yeah, I always get confused between the different Windows operating systems. Okay, so we're going to go to the folder where I have this saved, the dummy INF file. Geez. Okay. Okay, it's in here. This is also available, links to this in my blog post, so. And yeah, it's just going to list it as Ethernet controller and throw it under System Devices just to help clean this up. And now you'll see it under here. But yeah, just to help make things a little tidier here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you can get your Ethernet controller working in Windows 95 or Windows 98 if all you have available is DOS drivers. Definitely worth trying out if you don't have any other options. If you're having trouble with your particular device, you can leave a comment and I'll try to check it out. Take it easy.